Hi guys, so we're gonna wait just a few minutes because I just put an announcement on Facebook page and also I guess on Instagram because today we're gonna talk about something very interesting. I think we have to talk about this because very often on Facebook, since I'm back on Facebook, I see a lot more production of sketches and pages that talk about sketches, car sketching, sketching cars, tutorials and everything. And there are a lot of people, a lot of you that really are very intentive, with strong intention to work on car design, learn how to do car design with a strong passion. And then I see also a lot of you interactive with, between yourself, saying and giving suggestions and tips. And there is one thing that really keeps on getting my attention, not in a very positive way. So that's why I decided today to be here, open up this live on my YouTube channel. And the argument or the topic of today, it's going to be the car sketches done with Photoshop, okay? And this is a very hot topic because Photoshop is it's a wonderful tool, you know. It has a lots of positive things to work in Photoshop. Already we don't get dirty with our hands and fingers with the drawing tools like we used to do long ago, or like for example, I show you this, which is a spray fixative. Okay, when you spray, it's a little bit toxic, and with Photoshop you don't need that because it's all digitally done. So it's a digital media, which allows us to have lots of advantages, you know, doing Photoshop. But at the same time, there is something I would like to tell you about Photoshop is that when you use Photoshop, it's because you really know how to use it. And this is very important. And a lot of people that get close to car design sketching, or that are ready to get into a car design school, or that are preparing their entry portfolio for a school admission, or that are simply passionate about car design and car design lovers, and that would love how to learn how to draw cars and sketch cars, and they might also have a good talent, okay, a fairly good talent. What do? They start sketching right away with some of those free digital apps that you can find on iPhone or any Android phone, or on computer, downloading those Sketch Pro, Sketch I don't know what, which is basically digital stuff. Some people do it with a mouse, using the mouse. Some other people have the decency to have at least a digital pen, okay, to draw on a tablet their car sketches. But the most important thing is that before you get to the Photoshop or digital media software as a tool, you must, and I say must, you must learn how to use your free hand in doing some really good freehand sketches and shading and rendering using markers or pastels, as I do in some of my tutorials, or just shading with a basic Prismacolor pencil, like those ones, you know, or like this one, okay? Let me take another one because the other one fell down. Okay, like this one, this is a black, this is a red, okay? First, you should learn how to do very good sketches using your pencils, okay? And once you reach a very good level of your sketching, okay, then you can say you know, why not try to do some Photoshop or some digital media tool to make my sketches even better? That means that you take your sketches, you scan your sketch, and then you rework your sketch like every professional car designer does. You know, if you ask young car designers, okay, that they are, of course, of this generation where everything has to be digital, they will tell you, I think the most of them will tell you, that they first sketch freehand. You know, first they do a typical sketch like the one you can see here, or the other one is there. You know, you see, or some of the Twizy sketches here. But this is the first step. It's the ideation step. It's the moment where you do lots of doodling, lots of sketching, lots of ideation. You can do it with pencil, with pen, with markers, as you like. But the most important thing is that you do it well, that you know how to sketch correctly with your free hand, that you have a strong feel and feeling with the paper, with your pencil, with your tools, and then from a white page, okay, from a white page, like a white page like this one, you know how to sketch a car, and the car comes out, and then that is fantastic. When you're able to do that, let me tell you, you can go and try to scan your best sketch, the one you like the most, whether it's a side view, perspective, whatever. You do it, you scan it, and you bring it into your preferred digital media software using, of course, a digital pen, because the digital pen on the tablet is the closest thing you can have on digital media to reproduce that feeling of the pencil on a white paper, okay? And a lot of people say, oh, I do it with my mouse. You never get the quality. You will never get that feeling that you have when you are sketching with your free hand. Let's understand one thing very important. Photoshop works well when you are or you have all the tools for the digital media to reproduce the most possible what you do on paper. Planning for the masters in this year. Okay, good. Some people are sending me messages. I'm happy. Good. All right. So when I say that you do your sketch and then you scan it and then you have it on Photoshop, which is the most used media professional world, but also another one, whatever the name is, I don't care. Make sure that you have a tablet, okay? That you have a tablet, that you have a digital pen, that you put it on your table, you look at your screen and you sketch. Or if you have the opportunity at home to have one of those beautiful Autodesk station, designer station, on which you sketch directly on the screen, like we do at work, okay? Well, they are a little bit expensive. I don't know if everybody can afford to have one. Maybe you can buy one used for 300, 400 euros. But a real one, I think it's around 3,000 euro. I'm not sure, okay, about the prices, but I know it's expensive. You need a license and all that stuff, okay? But that's the closest way and the best way you can use digital media to reproduce what we are able to do on a white page. That's what you have to do. I see a lot of people on Facebook that they say, what do you think about my sketch? It's a very, very bad Photoshop. The lights are bad. The shading is very bad. The perspective, it's wrong, because the way he's using the digital media, you cannot have a nice perspective. It's so difficult. And this means also that the person did a very bad Photoshop. It's not very good also on paper. So my advice is, don't go on Photoshop. Just work on paper. Take your months. You need months, okay? I have 30 years of experience, And sometimes I do bad sketches too. So you have to realize that it's not because you have a tool that is magic that you know how to use that tool right away. With Photoshop, it doesn't work that way. Photoshop becomes useful after that you learn how to do it with your free hand on a simple traditional white paper. And if you go and check the best designers that use Photoshop really well, I'll tell you one name. All the Indian people know for sure, Svarup Roy, okay? One of our best designers in India, okay? Svarup. Well, if you see his digital media stuff, it's excellent. But my question for you is, have you checked his traditional drawings? Because if you check his traditional drawings, when he works on paper, you will realize that Svarup is very, very good in drawing. Drawing characters, drawing landscapes, drawing cars. It comes out, he has such a big talent. And that's normal that when he scans one of his sketches and goes onto Photoshop, he does something that is beautiful and almost perfect, okay? Perfection does not exist, all right? So, in that case, it's working because this guy has an incredible talent, but most of all, he knows how to make a nice sketch with a traditional technique. And a lot of you out there on Facebook pages like Automotive Design Chris Bengal page, where I am too, Automotive Design Turkish, I think, page, Car Sketch page, Improve My Car Sketches page, and all those pages on Facebook that are fully dedicated to car sketching, where everybody can publish, you know, their own work, like I do also for my car design education page on Facebook. Well, all those people, the most of them, they go onto digital media too soon. Just relax. Nobody is asking you to do Photoshop to feel like a real designer or that you are on the right path. That's not at all the reality. To be a designer, you have to know how to draw on paper and to express all of your ideas on paper. Photoshop is just a tool. You know, how many times I just do black and white sketches? I do it on paper. I don't say, now I'm going to do some nice black and white sketches on Photoshop because Photoshop is better. And my boss will be happy. Or when I see I have to criticize a designer's work, when I don't see Photoshop, I'm mad. Not at all. I don't care about the Photoshop. Believe me, it's just an illustration tool. I really don't care. I go and check all the doodling and the ideation sketches that are done by freehand. So, as someone said many years ago, read my lips. Freehand sketches. That's what you have to do. So, stop this nonsense of Photoshop at every price, against all odds. We are not pretending digital media right away, okay? If you are young, if you are 16, if you are 17, if you are 15 years old, if you are 20, and you are starting to get into this beautiful world of car design and sketching, great. I'm very happy for you, and I am here to help you, just like a lot of people that are in design, like Svarup with his work, like Bert Kaplan, like Michele Leonello, just to give you some name, like Martin from design sketching courses.com and other people. But please, don't jump into the digital media right away, because that's the biggest mistake you can make for yourself. Because what happens, and this is the second part of this problem, when you go to digital media too fast, you realize that it's not that easy. Even if you have your scan drawing, you realize that it's not that easy. And then you have frustration. And when you are frustrated, you know what happens. You get nervous. you start get scared that you are not able to do it. And what other people are gonna think when I'm publishing my drawing done on Photoshop and it's not perfect. So you get stuck and stubborn on that sketch in Photoshop, and I am sure that you redo it several times with always with the same mistakes. Because you did not treat the mistakes and the capacity of feeling well with the sketching first on paper. First do it on paper. And when you will be able to do it really well on paper, you can pass on to the digital media, and you will see that the step and the jump you do it, it's going to be much easier. Because you are going to apply on digital media using all the tools like the shading, the highlights, the beautiful warm and cool colors, and all the colors that you imagine to use, because on digital media you have no breaks about that. You have all the colors of this world available. Then you will be able to do it correctly, because you will follow the methodology that you learned, okay, that you learn by exercising, okay, exercising on paper. Now, somebody just wrote a comment, I don't remember the name, about digital sketching. It's the same thing. I want you to sketch on paper. Stop doing digital sketching, because digital sketching, once again, it's possible only if you sketch really well first on paper with your pencil or with your big pen, okay? Because if you don't do that well on paper, the same mistakes you will reproduce on digital media, and it will be even harder, because you have to be concentrated in sketching on a tablet, watching to a screen, and it's not the same thing like when you sketch on a paper, that you can turn your paper the way you want, that you can turn it upside down to check the perspective, and all those tricks we do to learn how we can work on paper in a very correct way. Okay, so I think I said everything I had to say about the Photoshop. This design talk is dedicated only to this. If for those that arrived a little bit late, don't worry, you can rewind the video once it will be online permanently to check what I said at the beginning. But the conclusion for this video is this one. Do you want to work on Photoshop or any digital media to do your best, astonishing work, full of flesh and light, so that everybody will be super happy and surprised, positively surprised? Fantastic. I am very happy for you. But first, go and sketch on paper. Learn on paper. Learn with the traditional technique. Learn how to get your hands dirty like every professional designer, because in any design studio you will never find bad and ugly Photoshops with full of mistakes, because people learn first on paper, okay? People that go to school should learn only on paper, first on paper. And if you are in a school where your teacher is pushing you on digital media, even if you are not very good on paper, you should work on paper more, and tell your teachers that you should work on paper more to feel that confidence, that trust, so that you can jump from traditional to digital media without any problem, and most of all with no frustrations and no mistakes. Okay? Thank you very much for being with me today. We have been 15. In a certain moment we are even 20 people connected. It's very good. Improving. There are more people. I hope that a lot of you will share this video on Facebook. You have to share this video on Facebook, okay? All right, so work and get feedback on it. So can I send you my work? Yeah, if you see me on Facebook, please, you can send me a very kind message. Martin, a kind message on Messenger or on Car Design Education page. You can send a comment with your PDF or some JPEGs, okay? And I will check your work and I will tell you, I will give you my feedback, okay? Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye. Ciao ciao. Share this video.